Hello, this is Kelly here from the Inky Gnome for MissInkStamps YouTube channel today, and I am going to do a version of the spotlight technique using one stencil. I'm going to do it in a way so that we get two cards out of our two panels that we're going to blend for our card fronts. And this first one here, I'm using my Misty today because we're going to do two different panels with this using the same stencil but in different colors. One's going to be black and white and one's going to have a colorful, whichever colors you want to use. I'm doing kind of the yellow, pink, and blue to kind of blend together for type of rainbow color scheme, and also very springy. This would be great for an Easter card as well. So I'm using my Misty just so that I can line up the panels that I have for my card front in the exact same place by using the guidelines to tape the card panel down first. Then I'm going to place the stencil against the edges so I know that that's going to be put back in exactly the same place when I put my other card panel on to stencil with the black and white technique. So first I've got my white cardstock in there lined up against the edges, like I said, so that we can match them up. And I'm taping down my stencil and using the yellow, blue, and pink. And I'm just picking out, I'm using some smaller blending brushes so that I can kind of get each flower the color that I want. I'm using the Oopsy Daisy stencil, which is one of my favorites, and it's really great for this technique because it has a lot of detail, and like this you could use a lot of different colors or you could just blend it all in one color. Also, you wouldn't need to go over each flower like I am. You could just do panels, different sections of it, different colors. That would also look really pretty. But I'm doing particular flowers, certain colors, but I'm not being super careful because I want the edges of some of them to blend together so that they're not exactly just one color. I want some of the edges to kind of bleed to make another color from the two going together. So I'm just going over each flower, just making sure that I kind of get in any empty spots that are there. And then I'm going to pull this up here so you can see what that looks like. Isn't that cute? I love these colors. Like I said, this would be great for spring cards, just in general too, for spring birthdays or Easter or anything. Now I'm just going to put that other white panel in the same lineup as I did the first so that I know it's in exactly the same place as the first time. The stencil also is up against the side and bottom edges so that that goes in exactly the same place. So now I know that those flowers are going to line up on the two panels in the same spots so that the patterns are going to match exactly. Now I'm using a big blending brush here because I'm just doing black on this white cardstock so that it's just black and white. So I have to blend black over the entire card panel here. So I'm just going to get that. Sorry, it gets a little shaky because you have to really push in with those big blending brushes. So I'm not going to do, I'm using kind of, I didn't re-ink this ink pad. I don't want it to be, it's going to be a pretty stark black against the white, but I don't want it to be necessarily completely dark black. So I left out the edges a little bit fanned off so that it's kind of blends off of the pattern there on the edges. Now I'm taking those two panels that are the same, lining them up together, and I just kind of taped them together at the top. And you can use any die for this, any kind of general shape, a circle, a square, a heart would be cute, or a butterfly or something that's just one large shape. I'm doing both of those cut out at the same time so that it's cut out in the same spot. Now I've got these two front panels and the two circles that match up exactly, so we can do two cards at the same time just from doing that one cut. So I'm using foam tape to put the circle up. You wouldn't have to. You could just plop it right in there so that it's a really simple one layer card for mailing, but these are thinner foam, so it's still not giving it a ton of lift, but it just has a little dimension to add a little bit something extra. I used some sentiments. I used Thinking of You from the Everyday Sentiments, which I love because there's so many for so many different occasions on there. And like you can see, there's a little bit popped up, but it's not too much to still be able to mail them. I love how these turned out, and I would love to see you guys in our Facebook page and how you use this technique. Have a great day.